Welcome to Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast, the podcast that empowers you to turn your dreams into reality using the Law of Attraction. I'm your host, Papi DiNuzzo, and together we'll dive into the mindset, strategies, and energy shifts you need to create the life you've always envisioned. Whether it's health, wealth, happiness, love, relationships, or spirituality. Inspired by my transformative book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, each episode brings you practical tools, inspiring stories, and bold insights to unlock your limitless potential. Get ready to manifest your greatness, and let's dive in.
Namaste. My name is Mikey, and I'd like to thank you for joining me today, along with Manifestation Mindset Life Coach Papi DiNuzzo on Manifesting the Law of Attraction podcast. If you're looking for a manifestation lifestyle coach, inspirational speaker, successful entrepreneur, and best-selling author, please book Papi to speak to your company or speak for free to your nonprofit organization that would love to hear his message of hope, inspiration, and love for ourselves and our fellow brothers and sisters. And we also have some exciting news that over on our social media side, especially TikTok, Papi has over 13,000 followers, which is really exciting considering that he hasn't launched it that long ago. And while we're on the subject of exciting news, Papi is offering his 7-day Manifesting Challenge online coaching course for free. All you need to do is go to papimindsetcoach.com. That's Papi, P-A-P-I, mindsetcoach.com. And on the upper right-hand corner of his homepage, enter your first and last name and your email address so that you can access this life-changing knowledge at no cost to you. So now let's go to Papi to set the table for us. Papi?
Mikey, thank you so much. What a great intro. Thank you. You're so good at that. I'm so blessed to have you on a team. And you and Kim, thank you, Kim, for producing such a great show. And Mikey, for putting together such a great agenda. Mikey, before I jump in, I'm just very thankful, very appreciative, very grateful for what you mentioned from the social media. And again, my fellow brothers and sisters, I tend to lead by, my goal is to lead by example. That's the best way we can affect our fellow brothers and sisters, is by setting great examples. I've been on Earth for 7 decades. And I launched social media for the first time. Most people in my age bracket would not have any idea what that is. They would never get started on it or anything else. Started our social media campaign. I did not know anything. I'll joke around. Sometimes I'll say I couldn't have spelled social media with like an 8-letter head start. I knew nothing about it. We started less than a year ago, as Mikey said, and now we're on our way up to an approaching 50,000 subscribers and followers. And again, my fellow brothers and sisters, what I talked to you about, 10xing your goals. Start somewhere. I had 0 subscribers. I had 0. Get to 100, then 10x 100 to 1,000, and then 10x 1,000 to 10,000. And then when I got to 10,000 subscribers, that's what my focus has been on, is manifesting and taking 10,000 subscribers and followers to 100,000. So you're seeing this in real life. That's what I'm working on. One of the multiple dozens of projects I have going on in my life. So a real life example. So thank you, Mikey. Thank you, Kim. You're both an integral part to our success, for us getting and doing so well on social media. And now with the show being on a podcast, Andrew's doing a phenomenal job with that. We're on 12 channels across the globe, and we're already starting to get good traction on the podcast. So thank your fellow brothers and sisters for however you are consuming this universal knowledge, through my written book, through my audio book, through the 7-day free challenge, through the 28-day Manifesting Accelerator online coaching course, one-to-many coaching, retreats that I'm doing, one-on-ones, etc. However you're taking this in, on the concepts to live by that Mikey talks about, that her and Kim work on and send out every week. Those are free as well. Free concepts to live by. I'm trying to provide you with as much positive energy, as much truth, as much inner knowing for you. My goal, why I came here, why I am here, why I was sent here, is to get you to remember the genius that's inside of you. You have true creative power. You are an endless, eternal spiritual being. All I do, my fellow brothers and sisters, offer suggestions to you. My suggestion to you is that you are an eternal spiritual being having a limited physical experience, not just a physical entity that may or may not have a soul or a spirit. That's my suggestion to you. Let that resonate with your subconscious mind. Again, at the very highest point, I come from 100% pure spirituality. I stay neutral as to governments. I stay neutral as to religion. I stay neutral as to politics. I stay neutral as to everything. All those arrows I show you coming to our conscious mind that cause you to react, which you don't want to do, that cause you to react, and you're living your life outside in, letting other people, other entities, other messages, other technology run your life. My fellow brothers and sisters, you have the most precious and powerful resource on earth. That is your mind, your conscious mind working in harmony with your subconscious mind, working in harmony with your body. You have and can only hold one thought in your mind at a time, only one. I implore you, please never give up that thought to anyone else. You and only you can control that. My fellow brothers and sisters, you came here to love yourself. When you realize, just listen to me. Let me lay these suggestions on you. Just let me lay them out in front of you, and just open up your subconscious mind to the possibility that you possess access to all knowledge and all power of all time within you, to your subconscious mind, connected to universal subconscious mind. And my fellow brothers and sisters, when you realize this awe-inspiring power that you have, you will love yourself. You will be thankful. You'll be appreciative. You'll be grateful. You came here to love yourself, to appreciate the God force that's inside of you, that you are an extension of source energy. That's that perfect spirit, perfect spiritual DNA, and perfect spiritual spark inside. It's the exact same. That is how you're an extension of source energy. You have this inside. You have free will. You are an endless, eternal spiritual being. You came here to love yourself, love your fellow brothers and sisters, and to do no harm. How great of a world would this be if we all loved ourselves? And loving ourselves is not narcissistic or egotistic. This is 100% gratitude. And one of the happiest days of my life, my fellow brothers and sisters, is when the ancient Ascended Master Council says, Papi, just to let you know, gratitude resonates and vibrates at the same exact level of abundance. My fellow brothers and sisters, you want to get in harmony, alignment, and flow with abundance? Give honest, genuine, authentic. Be your honest, genuine, authentic self, and give authentic gratitude. Give authentic gratitude, and you are on the vibration of abundance. You came here to harness and direct energy. My suggestions to you, think about this. When you have a thought previous to meeting me, hopefully someone else told you, our brothers and sisters think it's just a thought that I have. My fellow brothers and sisters, when you have a thought, you have harnessed and gathered energy. You've harnessed and gathered energy, and you have directed it. I implore you, please direct it in a positive manner. Launch from a high point, from a high vibration. I say about up above your navel, your belly button. Think of like a score of 200 or below your navel or belly button, 200 or above. The top of your head would be 400. You want to be launching from 250, 350, 400. I'm going to teach you how to raise your hand up above your head. So think about your cell phone is in your hand, and this is the vibration frequency. It's like you're making a phone call for what you want. I laid my cell phone on the floor by my feet. I am making a horrendous phone call at a low vibration, and that's what I'm going to attract. Buddha said, you will become what you think. You will attract what you feel. You'll create what you imagine. In modern days, we can use a cell phone or think of a radio station as a metaphor for this. I'm going to teach you how to hold your universal cell phone up above your head, get up to 500 or 600 when you're sending out. You want to launch from as high of a level as possible, and you are gathering and directing energy. Gathering and directing energy is the most powerful force in the universe. Nikola Tesla, I repeat this all the time, Nikola Tesla was asked, Mr. Tesla, I think you're the smartest person on earth. Can you please let me know how to be successful here on earth? What are the secrets I need to know to be successful on earth and in this universe that I live in? And Nikola Tesla said, without hesitation, if you want to be successful here on earth and understand the secrets of this world and the universe, you need to understand three things. You need to understand three things: energy, vibration, and frequencies. Energy, vibration, and frequency. My fellow brothers and sisters, you live in a perfect and infinite thought world, within a perfect and infinite thought universe, within a perfect and infinite thought universe. And this universe runs off of perfect and infinite universal laws, not just our little tiny speck of sand here on earth. The entire universe operates off of universal laws. And I'm here to build that base with you, to get you to understand what they are and how they work. And then you will have cracked the code and you will be on your way to manifesting anything you can imagine. So again, Mikey, thank you so much for such a great intro, for setting things up so well. Thank you, Kim, for doing such a great job. And I'm just so excited about today's show. So thank you so much, Mikey.
And as you mentioned earlier, you send out 2 concepts to live by, to everyone on your mailing list. And we get so much junk mail and spam in our inboxes. You almost don't even want to go to your email. People dread it. And like you say, you don't want to have to dread anything in life. You want to be able to look forward to everything. You want to give us happy. Like Papi is happy. And you do that by sending something positive into everyone's inbox. So all you have to do is sign up on our weekly mailing list, and Papi will be happy to send you these 2 concepts to live by for free, at no cost to you. And once again, not just 1, but 2. And that's pretty awesome, because Papi really does want to uplift everybody, and he doesn't want to not include anyone. This is all for free. And Papi, I just love getting these concepts to live by.
Oh, thanks, Mikey. Thank you so much. Yes. Mikey, you know what? I got a little bit wound up there, and I skipped over one thing. Let me just go back and regroup on one thing. Today's show is repetition, repetition, repetition. Today's podcast is repetition, repetition, repetition. And I gave a presentation, Mikey, to one that you'd identified, and Mikey keeps track of these for me, her and Kim. Thank goodness for them, for keeping me organized and structured. And Mikey, the one that you had queued up was a group that I had presented to a few months back in West Palm Beach, Florida. And I like to give feedback from the field to our brothers and sisters. Basically what I do, my fellow brothers and sisters, I've taken the 7 decades I've been on earth, and I've condensed this down as briefly and succinctly as I can. The 28-day Manifesting Accelerator online coaching course is the heart and soul of me condensing 7 decades of success to be able to manifest the health, wealth, love, happiness, relationships, and spirituality of your dreams. It's all in that 28-day course. And what I was teaching, Mikey, this was a group of very successful entrepreneurs, CEOs of companies, etc. And again, they knew about me, and they were attracted to the message, and they came in, and they had been working on improving themselves. And again, my fellow brothers and sisters, what I teach, manifesting the law of attraction, in plain English, this is about self-help, self-improvement, and personal development. Self-help, self-improvement, personal development. So let's just think, you want to improve yourself in one area or another, the ones I mentioned: health, wealth, love, happiness, you name it, across the board. Are you going to do that sitting in front of the TV for 3 or 4 hours? Are you going to do that aimlessly scrolling through social media for an hour or 2? Or from what we're talking about here, can this be the epicenter for you to turn your life around? And as Mikey said, we love happy around here. And when Mikey mentioned the concepts to live by, again, it's something positive. I have had so much positive feedback from our fellow brothers and sisters for my audiobook. It's available on Audible. Just listening to that in the background. My book's available for free. So one of my rules is read my book and read it every day. Read at least 1 page every day until you learn how to manifest anything you can imagine. That's my rule. So I would never say that's the rule and you have to go out and buy my book. I never suggested I'm doing that to have somebody buy my book. I provide my book for free. It's a free ebook, a free electronic book. It's on PapiMindsetCoach.com. I give that away for free. Mikey will mention again, go to PapiMindsetCoach.com. I give away the free challenge, the free 7 days of my 28-day course. Listen to this in the background. I've got all this free information for you, but if you listen to the book in the background, the classes, the concepts to live by, obviously the podcast doesn't cost anything. You can go back and listen to a number of podcasts. And my fellow brothers and sisters, never underestimate the power if you're working at your desk, or you're washing dishes at home, or you're cooking an evening meal for you, yourself, and your loved ones, whatever you're doing, you could be in your garage working on something with some wood or lumber that you're putting together, building a doghouse. You could be doing anything, and you could play this in the background, and don't worry about listening to it actively with your conscious mind, thinking about your conscious mind. Let your subconscious mind take this in. Just play this in the background. It is 100% positive, high vibration, high frequency. And I've had fellow brothers and sisters over and over and over come to me and say, Pappy, I've had so much success, even just listening to your material, to your voice, sharing this message, even just subconsciously in the background. I'm getting ready. There's a company that uh, loves the material, loves what I deliver, the power, the energy, and the inner knowing that I deliver, the remembrance. And that will be in some technology with a headset that I'll be sharing with our audience. Hopefully within the next month or two, we'll have that up and running. And getting back, Mike, to the concepts to live by, as you said, we send out every week. The two concepts to live by I want to cover today that we just sent out recently is buoyancy and burning desire. Buoyancy is just the natural state that I desire for you to be in. It's one of my 15 key ingredients to manifesting you can imagine. And this is the state that I want you in. Buoyancy would be if you can think of the vibration your body is sending out. And my fellow brothers and sisters, right now, you are communicating with me. There's air coming across my vocal cords. That's how you're communicating. You're taking in information. We are in a distinct minority in this entire universe. The entire universe is telepathic. It's nonverbal, non-linguistic. Your subconscious mind, which produces 95% of what you accomplish on Earth, nonverbal, non-linguistic. It's all vibration and frequencies being sent to you, to someone else. I know, Mikey, I'm going off script just a little bit here, but recently just came through and I got confirmed. If we have, like when you were in high school, maybe Mikey in chemistry class, if you have one of those small little glass plates, if human beings had their saliva on that glass plate, say you did that right now, you go directly to the airport, you fly on a plane, you land 1,000 miles away, the saliva from your body, and it could be anything else, but just for example, that knows if you're in a high vibration state 1,000 miles away or a low vibration state. That knows if you're happy, it knows if you're sad, and it can continue to keep a link for hours and hours and hours. My fellow brothers and sisters, this entire universe, getting back to Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, you live in an energy field. We all live in an energy field, in a field of consciousness. Everything is connected. You have right now, 99.9% of my brothers and sisters have no concept how powerful you are, and how powerful your thoughts are, and how powerful you are to be able to gather and direct and call on and collect energy, to call on and collect on this energy that is the universal, original, formless thinking substance I talk about in my book. So powerful. So buoyancy, this vibration we're sending out, if you think if you're holding your cell phone, if it's down by your ankles, that's guilt, shame, a lot of really, really, really low vibrations. Have you ever heard of the phrase misery loves company? Misery attracts misery. Misery attracts misery. Certain businesses you can go into and you'll know the vibe once you start to pick up on it. It could be at a very low vibration. You hear people, if you hear one conversation, you hear three, you hear five, you say, that first thing, that was really negative. That's three negative things, and right, it's five. Your higher self, when you don't feel proper or you feel uncomfortable, you feel that is your mechanism. Your higher self is telling you, this is not the place for you. This is not what's in your plan. This is not where you want to be. When you're in a high vibration state, and you know this, when it's genuine and authentic and high, up above the midpoint on your body, that's where I want you. So I want you feeling that state of buoyancy in that high state. When you're in that state of buoyancy and you feel that state of buoyancy, then you'll know that that's where you're at. We had a meeting, Mikey, I think I talked to some people about this, and it was a very, very, very big meeting. And I was with the senior attorney, a huge case I was working on, a huge deal, I guess, for lack of a better word. And the attorney said, Pappy, we've had dozens of meetings online, virtually. I met with him 50 times online virtually. It's the first time we got to meet face to face after we've been working together for close to a year. I met with him face to face. We're sitting, this ended up being a 12-hour meeting throughout the day. That's a whole nother story. So the first thing he asked me, Mikey, he says, Pappy, I meant to ask you, but this didn't feel comfortable asking you virtually. I'm sitting with you face to face now. I just got to know, how much coffee do you drink? Or are you like a coffee fiend? I said, no, I'm not a coffee fiend. I'm not a coffee fanatic. I said, why is that? He says, because you're always happy. You're always up. I mean, he said, where do you get this energy from? Now, this gentleman is an attorney and he's a genius. He's with one of the 5 largest, most prestigious firms, and he's at the top of that firm. He is so good at what he does and such a genius, around half my age. And he's like, where does your energy come from? Again, my brother says, I've been on earth for 7 decades. He wants to, where does your energy come from? This is exactly where it comes from. When you get in harmony, alignment, and flow, the harmony, alignment, flow, the 2 most important days of your life are the day you were born and the day you figured out why. When you figured out why and you get in alignment with your purpose can be something along the lines of health, physical health, mental health, wealth, love, happiness, relationships, spirituality, helping your fellow brothers and sisters, volunteering. Believe me, my fellow brothers, says you open up, and when you open up, you'll be the happiest person on earth. When you identify your purpose, you won't be working another day in your life. You can do that all day long. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm trying to deliver to you, this buoyancy, this high vibration. Now, the next one you have, Mikey, the second concept to live by is burning desire. I mentioned to you, my fellow brothers and sisters, Albert Einstein, the all-time Hall of Fame quantum physicist. What did he talk about more than anything else? He didn't talk about numbers a whole lot. He talked about imagination. I told you before, he's walking out of a presentation and a mom approaches him, says, Mr. Einstein, I think you're the smartest person on earth. I have 2 young children I love more than anything. Can you please give me advice on what I can teach my children, my 2 young children I love more than anything, how to be as smart as possible? I want them to be smart. How can they be as smart as possible? Albert Einstein, Hall of Fame quantum physicist, answers the mom and says, ma'am, if you want your children to be as smart as possible, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be very intelligent, read them a lot of fairy tales. He's talking about that beautiful pearl white cloud up above your head when you use your imagination and your thought is up there, up above. I've talked to you before about the stick figure. You draw a big circle around your head, imaginary circle around there with a line through the middle. The conscious mind on the top half of that, the subconscious mind on the bottom. I call that the bowl. That's the bottom half of the circle. A little line going down to your body. The circle for your body is a lot smaller than that because the magic happens up there in your subconscious mind. And a line up for arms and hands, a line down each side for legs and feet. You think the thought up above your head. You identify what you want. When you identify what you want, start to apply emotion. I've told you before, you manifest and create with your thoughts, and then by applying emotion. That's the secret sauce. And as you start to apply emotion, that thought that you have up in your imagination, once you start to apply emotion, comes into your conscious mind, the top half of that circle. As you apply more emotion, and I want you fully leaning into this with all of your senses, you visualize, you imagine that you're there with your sight, your smell, your taste, your hearing, your touch, everything for your big faith 10x goal. As you apply more and more emotion, that your want will get deposited, transferred from your conscious mind on top down into your subconscious mind, into the rich treasury of your subconscious mind, into the bowl. And that is where the burning desire comes from. And when you get to the level that you are applying your emotions at that level, and you have a desire that turns into a burning desire, there are glorious high vibrations coming out. You're holding your cell phone up high, and you can and only will attract good opportunities, people, brothers and sisters, peers, assets, resources, whatever it is to make that happen. It can only come to you on that frequency. It's that straightforward. It's that simple. Most of our brothers and sisters just can't get to the point that they can convince themselves that they have this much power inside of them. I'm here today to give you the suggestion that you are this powerful. Thank you so much, Mikey, for those 2 wonderful concepts to live by.
Those are great concepts. And I think I love the concept of buoyancy. When I think of buoyancy, I think of the color yellow. And, we talk about auras and how people, I think, have colors around them. And my youngest son, he definitely is a buoyant person. Like there could be chaos going on around him, and he always sees the silver lining. And I think of it kind of reminds me, I don't know if you can relate to this, Pappy, but like think of a big yellow beach ball, like, that you blew up when you were little, and you would try to like push it down in the pool, and you push it, push it, push it. And then all of a sudden you just let it go, and it like bounces up out of the pool water, and water splashes everywhere. And that it's uplifting. Like when you're a buoyant person, nothing can hold you down. Like you are just uplifted, and you uplift the people around you. And I think your personality is the same as my youngest son's too. You're uplifting, you're positive, and I think that's why you're so good at coaching us, as far as manifesting the law of attraction. And I'm really looking forward to your coaching tip for us today.
Yeah, Mikey, you are so good at creative and setting things up. And that's the best example. And I love the real life examples, Mikey, and you're so good at that. Thank you for that. And I just want to piggyback on that, Mikey, because there's a great coaching tip in there. So you do such great segues. So just thinking this what Mikey said about her son, how he's always so buoyant. He's always up. No matter what happens, he tends to look at the right side, or the happy side of the coin, however you want to phrase it. Just like that beautiful yellow color, how positive that is. That yellow beach ball Mikey's talking about, that buoyancy. I just want to tie this in, Mikey, to one of my main coaching tips. At the end of the evening, well, I'm not going to go deep on this right now, but you do your review and your preview. You review your day and you preview your next day for your 3 most important experiences. How did you do on those today? How did that measure versus the big faith 10x goal of yourself? And then what are your 3 big, most important experiences for tomorrow? I call those your TMIs, TMIE, or your SMIs, up to 6 most important experiences. But right now, there's great news there. You don't have to worry about, I got to do a dozen things a day, or 2 or 3 or 4 dozen, or 155. If you accomplish your 3 to 6 most important experiences every day, day in, day out, and these are personal. One of them for the weekend could be taking the garbage out, cutting the grass, whatever it is. You will be phenomenally successful. My fellow brothers and sisters, phenomenally successful. So Mikey's talking about her son. So Mikey, that's what I'm saying about leading by example. Just look at how your son inspired you, and you're speaking at such a higher elevation, a higher vibration, thinking about him in that great state. So the universe says that's how we learn, from example, from our fellow brothers and sisters. It's the old saying, like, talk is cheap, actions are what speak. So now what I want you to do, my fellow brothers and sisters, when you're doing your evening review and preview, that's also when I tell you that you've got the largest, nicest, freest, it's free universal shopping cart, and you get to walk through the universal supermarket that is stacked up from the floor up to the clouds and above, up into the heavens, and pick out whatever you want. So I want you to look every day for something that you would like to aspire to. So if you were to see Mikey's son and how good he is at buoyancy, and let's say your buoyancy is not near that, say, that is so good. I'd love to be like that. There you go. Reach out to the universe and start to add that. Start to add that to your affirmations. Start to ask for that. Set an intention, my intention. And oftentimes, my fellow brothers and sisters, you will not know these individuals' names. You'll see them in a big box store. You'll see them walking down the street, wherever it may be. You just ask the universe. My intention is I want to be at that level of buoyancy. I want to enjoy life at that level of buoyancy. I want to act like that. I want to respond like that. I want to think like that at that level of buoyancy. I want it and I expect it. I want it and I expect it. I want it and I expect it. I bless and I thank you. I bless and thank you. I bless and I thank you. My fellow brothers and sisters, you can have, if you see any of your fellow brothers and sisters enjoying anything at all, actions, words, thoughts, situations, ideas, whatever it may be, you yourself know that you can achieve the same. So, Mikey, I'd like to get the audience today to aspire to start to set intentions to be at that level of buoyancy that your son is, because they can all achieve that. And when you're at that level of buoyancy, Mikey, the vibration you're sending out, just get back to Buddha again. You will attract what you feel, that vibration frequency. You're speaking from your subconscious mind, your fellow brothers and sisters. It is stronger, more powerful than any words could ever speak. So thank you, Mikey, for such a great example. Thank you.
You're welcome. Be the yellow beach ball, right? So
I love that yellow. I love the yellow ore. Yeah, the ore. We've got all these wonderful colors around us from our ores, and they do change, obviously, as to our vibrations and everything else. But I love how you tied that all together. Thank you.
thank you. And now your coaching tip. So I know you're getting ready to tell us, share that with us.
Yeah, so I sort of blended all that in. What I was gonna do, Mikey, was go to my, affirmation, if that's okay next.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I know that Pappy, you
Okay.
start your all your affirmations in the present, like you talked about earlier. Like
Yeah.
it's always, I am so happy and grateful now that, and your affirmation for the day today is.
Yeah,
So,
and what I learned off of that, I learned that off of Bob Proctor a long, long time ago, that Bob included that, and that just rang with me like a bell, that just it's not just an I am affirmation, but you're putting in a couple of the most important ingredients. What did I say? Emotions are the secret sauce. Happy, there you go, right there. So I am, we always capitalize AM. You're recognizing this source energy, God force inside of you, this perfect spiritual spark. I am, own it. Put on your big boy pants, put on your big man pants, your big woman pants, however you want to look at it. I am so happy. You're getting a high elevation right there and grateful. Gratitude is one of the quickest get out of jail free cards you could ever imagine. You go from any state up to the highest state by expressing gratitude, being thankful, being appreciative, being grateful. I am so happy and grateful now that, as you said, Mikey, always in the present. There is no past, there is no future. The universe is eternally grounded in the present, eternally grounded in the present. Always keep your head where your feet are at, above your feet, where your feet are at. Make sure your head is right there. Today's affirmation: I am so happy and grateful now that I live every day in a creative and not competitive mindset. Creative, not competitive. When you read my book, or this will ring a bell with a lot of our listeners, Mikey, in my book, I've got the acronym CAFPA, CAFPA, and this is the first letter in CAFPA. We want the C is for creative. I want you in a creative mindset, never competitive mindset. If you're in a competitive mindset, then you are leading right into scarcity. You're someone else has my stuff. I'm jealous or envious of someone else. I need to beat someone else, or I need to beat them down, or I need to. No, 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 no. You live in an endless and eternal universal supermarket where you can access anything that you want, anything you want. So be in a creative mindset, not a competitive mindset. Be in a mindset of abundance, not a mindset of scarcity. Be in a mindset of faith, not a mindset of fear. And then those will all result in you having a positive attitude, positive vibration, not a negative attitude, a negative vibration, not negative. So that is such a great affirmation you picked out for today, Mikey. Thank you for queuing me up.
yeah, it absolutely is. Being creative lets you enjoy the process instead of being competitive and stressful. So
Yeah.
it is a great affirmation. And our listeners and subscribers can ask Pappy anything that they would like about manifesting the law of attraction. So if you have a question for Pappy, please submit it by going to the website and clicking on the Ask Pappy link at the top of the landing page. Today's question is, what is the core principle behind the law of attraction?
Yes, Mikey, one of the granddaddies at the start, at the head of this process. I spoke earlier about how important the universal laws are, and this is right at the top of the list, the universal law of attraction. And some things, Mikey, about these words, I even want to start with manifesting. Manifest is a little bit of a fancy word, but just think of manifesting. It just means creating, that you have creative power within you. You have the power within you to manifest. So manifesting just means creating, and you have this creative power. You've been given this gift. Believe me. I'm suggesting it to you, my brothers and sisters. Believe me. I ask you to follow me till you find one of two things not to be true. Either I'm lying or I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. You'll never find either of those to be true. You'll never find either to be true. This is universal law. This is direct knowledge that I'm bestowing upon you from remembrance. I came here to help you and to get you to remember. Law of attraction is just a fancy word or fancy phrase for you are a magnet. You are a magnet. What do we talk about? These vibrations coming out of you? They're coming out from your chest area. Think of it on a radio dial. That's 100.5. You're going to attract whatever's on 100.5 frequency back into you. You go down to your knees, and let's say that's 99.5. You're going to be attracting whatever is at that low vibration: anger, fear, anxiety, worry, doubt, jealousy, you name it, at that low vibration. Law of attraction, you are a magnet. And the other easy way to remember law of attraction is that like attracts like. Like vibrations attract like vibrations. Like frequencies attract like frequencies. Or vibrations turn to frequencies. That's what you attract. And I think back, Mikey, our ancestors had so many things. And of course, knowledge was transferred over the ages and ages via stories and telling stories. Birds of a feather flock together. Misery loves company. Just think of all these things. Birds of a feather do flock together. They do. They hang out together. Law of attraction. You are a magnet, my fellow brothers and sisters. Like attracts like. And I guarantee you that you can self-help, self-improvement, personal development. You can reinvent yourself. Well, you will hardly recognize yourself in a year, and you will not recognize yourself at all within 5 years. You've manifested everything into your life to this point. Look around the room you're in right now. Everything in that room you've manifested. Look around that room and imagine every experience associated with everything in the room you're in right now. You've manifested every one of those experiences. Look around, just close your eyes and think about your entire reality. Your entire reality, everything included in your world, your entire reality. You've manifested your entire reality. The challenge is, as the universe says, Papi, 97% of your brothers and sisters are getting a failing grade on manifesting a lot more negative than positive, yet they've got the ability to manifest anything that they desire. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for, to teach you, to coach you, to level you up, to share this universal knowledge on manifesting law of attraction, what it is, manifesting law of attraction, how it works, manifesting law of attraction, how you do it. That's what we're digging into every show, sharing this eternal wisdom, this eternal knowledge. So never underestimate yourself. Just trust me. I say, if you want to fake it until you make it, if you want to fake it until you figure it out, my fellow brothers and sisters, I'm engaging with fellow brothers and sisters 20, 40, 60, 80 years of age or older. And I'll ask them, how's it going for you? The answer is they're not happy. When I say, please give me your grades on health can be physical health and mental wellness, health, wealth, love, relationships, happiness, spirituality. The grades are not good for the super majority of our fellow brothers and sisters. And I just offer a suggestion. I said, you've been on the 3D highway your entire life. Are you willing to engage and open up your mind and allow us to flow to your subconscious mind, that there may be a better way of doing this than the sweat of your brow, the ache of your back, that if you want to make more money, you've got to work 50 hours a week or 60 hours a week or take on a second job or a third job. It is, the universe is not set up that way, my fellow brothers and sisters. I'm going to get you off of the 3D highway on towards working towards the 5D highway, and you awakening and transitioning to the best version of yourself that I know, absolutely beyond a shadow of a doubt, I know in my heart of hearts that each and every one of you has that in yourself. You can get 1% better today and every single day. You can get 1% better, and those 1% add up, because one day you just wake up and it's just not 1%. You put together a string of 1% better days and you wake up and you're a different person. You've taken a quantum leap, is how powerful those 1% increase are. So I ask you, I bring this up very often on the show. Can you just believe? Can you open up your mind and just believe in what I'm sharing with you? Just 1%. It's even just 1%. Give me one little sliver of daylight. I implore you. That's all I need, because I believe in you 100%. I know the power that's inside of you, and I'm here to help bring it out of you so that you can live your best life and manifest anything you can imagine. So thank you so much. Please just give me one little sliver of daylight, and I can help you so much.
Oh, what a great answer, Pappy. So your book, Pappy, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, is available in a physical copy, but it's also available on the audio copy. And kind of going along with today's coaching tip, repetition is the great thing about the audio book is that you could put it on in the background and just have it playing over and over again, just letting that sink into your subconscious and just changing your mindset. And the other thing too, if you prefer the physical copy, reread it. Reread it more than one time. This is not a book that you just read one time and forget about. Like, every time I read it, there's something else that pops out at me or something that I'm like, oh, I don't remember seeing that in there. So I highly encourage you to listen and read and repeat. Listen, read, and repeat, like the shampoo bottle
Yes.
says. So uh anyway, one of the favorite things that I like to reread are the quotes. And you have a quote for us today.
Yeah, Mike, you read and reread. There you go. Today's show, repetition, repetition, repetition. So it's so beautiful how it all ties in together. And as Mikey said, I say, just focus on my book so you don't get confused. I offer it for free. Read at least one page every day, but you have so much negativity coming towards you, my fellow brothers and sisters. The weather report, even alone, triggers our fellow brothers and sisters and unfortunately ruins some of their days just from the weather report first thing in the morning. The weather, social media, the internet, news, family, parents, brothers, sisters, children, peers at work, whatever it may be, social media, all across the board, movies, television. This is all coming at you. And if it is not in alignment with your worldview, with the new self that I'm working on you, the new, better, improved, best life self that I'm working with you on, I want you to cancel that and reject that. One of the quotes, Mikey, that you picked out, the quote you picked out today is from chapter 14 in the book. And as you said, the quotes are very powerful. Always remember the key to being in harmony with universal intelligence and to successfully manifest is that you should always strive to provide your fellow brothers and sisters with the impression of increase and deliver a use value that is higher than the cash value you receive from them. Papi DiNuzzo. This impression of increase, Mikey, I set my intentions to deliver my impression of increase in my fellow brothers and sisters. When I engage in anyone in what I would call like a partnership or joint venture, my first focus is on them being financially successful. When it has to do with business, for example, I want them to be financially successful first and foremost. I want it to serve and help our fellow brothers and sisters, their fellow brothers and sisters, clients, etc. If I take care of all that and add that value, then I will be rewarded. There will be financial compensation for me as well. But I go in looking to help them. And that's what I want you to do, my fellow brothers and sisters. What I've done in my adult life is deliver this impression of increase. Deliver your positive energy. And I'll just leave with this, Mikey. I was just on a podcast, and the woman, the podcast she's in Europe. So it was a 5 or 6 hour time difference. And well, this is the interview. I'll tell another story later on for an experience she had during the podcast. This is the pre-interview because she has over 100,000 downloads per month, very successful podcast. And she's in a pre-interview with me, Mikey, and we're talking. And it got towards the end of it, and she had been doing this. Now we're listening, but she had her arms crossed, and the palms of her hand were running up and down from her shoulder down to her elbow on each side, like you would do, like sometimes like trying to warm yourself. So she was moving her hands up and down her arms on each side with her arms crossed, and she said, "Papi, I don't know, would you mind if I share something with you?" And I said, "Sure, go right ahead." And she said, I'm feeling something, and I'm feeling this on my skin." She says, "I'm actually feeling your energy. I'm actually feeling your energy. I've never felt this before my entire life." This woman, I'll just say, was middle-aged. She's been around for a little bit. She's middle-aged, very successful. She says, "I've never felt this before. I'm feeling your energy on me. It's being delivered to me." She was over in the middle of Europe, in the middle of the continent. I'm here in the United States. My fellow brothers and sisters, you have this power inside of you. The vibrations, the frequencies that are sent out. And that's my intention, is to elevate all my fellow brothers and sisters. If I can make you successful, I will ultimately end up benefiting as well. But secondarily, I want you to be successful first and foremost. I want to deliver my impression of increase. I want to deliver positive energy to you. So in closing, Mikey, before I hand it off to you, I would just like to share with our audience, Mikey, that I am delivering out to everyone in our audience. I'm delivering love, light, truth, inner knowing, remembrance, and positive energy. I'm sending all this out to you, all this love and everything else out to you, my fellow brothers and sisters. I love you more than words can describe. I'm here to help you. This is my mission for the rest of my life. I'm here to help you. Please tune in one way, shape, or form. I have a lot of free materials. Even as Mikey said, if you don't have, my audience is the 4 billion plus fellow brothers and sisters of ours who are living off of $5 per day or less. That's my core audience, and it goes out from there. So thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you, Mikey and Kim, for putting on a great show. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, Papi, for sharing your time and energy and positive knowledge with us. As a reminder, please sign up for Papi's 7-day Manifesting Challenge online coaching course on papimindsetcoach.com. That's PAPI mindsetcoach.com, where you'll find the link at the upper right-hand side of the landing page. And I just want to remind you to also follow, like, and share us on all of your favorite social media platforms. Namaste.
That's a wrap for this episode of Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast. Keep those dreams big and your mindset unstoppable. Take one step today toward the life you're manifesting, because you can create anything you imagine. If you can think it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Visit papimindsetcoach.com for more resources and follow us at Papi Mindset Coach on social platforms for daily inspiration. If you love this episode, share it with someone ready to transform their life. Until next time, stay focused, stay positive, and keep on manifesting your best life. See you soon.